What's going on, everybody? It is Tuesday night. It's cold in Minnesota. I don't know what temperature it is right now. It was 4 degrees this morning, though. Not 14, not 40, 4. So the good news is the Mr. Cool mini split on the wall back there. That thing is kicking. It's a cozy 78 degrees down here. And like I learned from Bob, we built the house on top of the facility. It's not the basement. The house is on top of it. That's all. We got a fun show tonight. I got some big announcements. I feel good. I hope you all had a really, really good Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorite holidays of the year. It's one of my favorite times of the year. It's about to get hectic. I wish you happy sales. I hope you got either good sales on Black Friday as a seller, or you got good sales as a buyer. I did not pick up anything new. I did make some sales, and me, Chintzy Adam, I didn't run any sales. I sold stuff at retail. Yes. I hope that you're well, though. I'm glad to have you all here tonight. It's a fun night. We got good things moving, good things happening at Proper Royals tonight. It's the pairing episode. I was trying to figure out, because I used to go through my whole pairings. And now, thankfully, I've grown enough to where I'm not going to sit here and read through 30 pairings. Can you imagine how awful that would be? Het, morph, gene, morph, het, pass, and then the odds. And I might get this. I can't do that. I can't do it to myself for an hour and a half. I'm not going to do it to you all. So what I've done is I invited Charlie from Reagan Renee Royal Pythons. Charlie's going to hang out with me. I'm going to go through my top 5 pairings that I'm most excited about. And Charlie might tell me why I'm right or wrong. Charlie's one of the most insightful, analytical dudes in the industry, in my opinion. I learned a ton from him. We might even go down the rabbit hole of his Excel spreadsheet, which is crazy. We're not going to show it, though, because that would just be mind numbing, but we might talk about some of the philosophy on it. But then I've got 5 pairings that I want some input on. So you guys could give me input. Charlie's going to have opinions. And as a special treat, we got Bob Vu. Bob's got a really special initiative that he works on every year at this time. I'm going to let him tell everybody about it, but Bob will be here. And then I had to figure out the right order to do this. The neat thing about being solo is that you don't see any of the background, but as soon as I pop somebody on here, what you guys are going to see is that there's a whole new marketing brand partner. I call it the banner sponsor, the banner advertiser. They get the banner on the bottom. They're on all the thumbnails. It's the highest level of support, which means I can focus on this show, this content, this community a little bit more. Trust me, I'm not retiring on any of this stuff, but I can put really, really good effort to it. And I put the most effort into finding the right partner. And I was really excited when this spot opened up. And by the way, let me give a disclaimer. Cold Blooded Cafe is still in the family. We're realigning some things. We are renegotiating some things. And I'd say there's a really, really good chance you're going to see Cold Blooded Cafe in Proper Royals content again in the future. But right here, right now, with all my commitment and all my effort, is a new partner. And I'm extremely excited about this partner because I think the evolution of both of our brands are at a similar trajectory. Truth be told, his is way cooler than mine because everybody's breeding ball pythons. But as far as sort of bootstrapping it, making our way, figuring it out, giving it every bit that we have, customer service focused, experience focused, maybe working a little bit harder than the competition because we are the new guy and maybe the disruptor. I remember when I started this podcast, it was pretty laughable to a lot of people. And now people take me seriously. And I suspect this guy went through that too. So when I bring on, whether it be Charlie first or Bob first, you guys get to see who the new partner is. And I'm so excited to announce it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on Charlie from Reagan Renee Royal Pythons. This is our featured guest this evening. Charlie's been on the show a couple times, and he even has the distinction of one of 2 people to ever fill in for me as host. I took a vacation this past summer. I went up to Maine, and Charlie ran the show. So I'm indebted to Charlie for keeping the streak alive of Tuesday night live episodes. So welcome back to the Proper Royals stage, Charlie from Reagan Renee Royal Pythons. Charlie, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Really excited to be here and kind of nerd out about some pairings and try not to nerd out too much and like you said, morph combo everybody to death. But I'm also one thing I really want to hit. I can't let it fly by. But I am stealing the built the house on top of the facility.
That's right. That's right. That's what we did. And I stole that from Bob. I got to acknowledge that. But
that is incredible.
Hey, before we get too much into banter, I gotta unveil, pull back the curtain. So the new advertising sponsor that I'm so happy to have on board, and I really feel like our missions and values and goals are aligned and that we can help each other, is Gray Rider Reptiles, and most specifically shedtesting.com. That's Charlie over there at Gray Rider Reptiles. I don't know if y'all know his story. I'm not going to take the full episode and tell the whole story, but Charlie basically bootstrapped, and it's confusing because there's two Charlies tonight. So this is Charlie from Gray Rider. Bootstrapped his way to figuring out how to effectively, efficiently, accurately, and with amazing service and a very, very quick turnaround time, figure out how to utilize the DNA codes that have been researched by people like Dr. Seidel and provide a competitive alternative in the world of shed testing. Shedtesting.com. There it is. Hey, look, here's how on his game Charlie is. He bought shedtesting.com, and he's the little dude. Like the guy, if nothing else, I love that part of the story. So Charlie's been cool enough to provide all the Proper Royals channel viewers the promo code PROPER15. You're going to get $15 off of your next 2 shed tests. And look, at the end of the day, pricing is good. Like, go check them out because of the price, but I think you'll stay because of the experience. It's very fast turnaround time. Charlie is going to make absolutely sure that you get not the results you want are accuracy, whether you realize it or not, whether it's a good or bad result, it's the accuracy that you want. So he's going to make sure that you get the accurate results that you rely upon for your projects. And I had the pleasure of having Charlie on my show sometime back now, but we hung out a bit in Tinley. I followed his story, and I just love the story of a disruptor. And he's got his feet well planted. He's upgrading his website. He's upgrading his already has upgraded the infrastructure. He can handle a whole lot more shed tests, and it's a new era for him. He's got the proof of concept. He's been reinvesting money. Boom, it's time to get going. And he was kind enough to bring me along for the ride. So I'm pumped. There you go. I can't make the whole episode of promo for him, but if I could, I would. Also, let's not forget, because these guys are helpful too, right? There is Brandon Nixon. Nixon Reptiles is on board as well. So you see Brandon for a little bit as well. I'm very, very grateful. Brandon was extremely helpful to me in a breeding project, and I'm very, very happy to tell you all about Brandon. We'll get to that when we do the sponsor promos. All right, guys, I am, oh my gosh, I'm 6 minutes overtime. I promised Bob I would have him on by 8:04, and I've lied. It's December. What's that?
It's my fault.
I know, but I couldn't figure out how to unveil this. I had to bring a guest on and then make you sit there like a fool. That's not, you're going to get the mic here shortly. It is December, and I'm going to let Bob tell the story, but Bob has a cause very close to his heart, and I'm proud to certainly provide a platform, and let's see if we can't help that cause out. And how cool is this? And I'm just like dropping names like Bob Vu. Please welcome back to the Proper Royal stage, Bob Vu. Bob, what's going on?
What's going on, guys?
Whoa, we got a little. Was that me on the hot mic?
No, is that me? It's too loud.
I think we're all right.
No, we're good.
Okay, let's let it roll. What you got going on, Bob? Tell us the story, man.
We're good. So every year since we started 3 years ago, we do a small fundraiser to raise some money for Toys for Tots. A local church actually approached us and asked us to help with it because they were raising money. And I asked them how many kids there were local that needed the help. and they said close to 300, and then the number slowly crept up to closer to 400. And at the time, they had only raised like $3,000. And if you've ever gone shopping for kids, $3,000 is not going to buy 400 kids toys, and then families and such too. And this is an organization that helped me when I was growing up. I grew up in Orlando. And when we first moved to America in '93, my family was, lack of better words, very poor. My parents worked 2 jobs and all that, but didn't speak any English. So you're not getting like, good paying jobs. So we got all of our Christmas is taken care of by Toys for Tots. And I thought it was the most amazing thing growing up. As a kid, you're like, man, this is just free stuff. You didn't know you got that stuff because you're, extremely poor kids. And then now, as I got older, I realized more of where those toys came from. And actually, I still have one of the main gifts. This was the gift I got in 1997.
What is that?
Folder of Pokemon cards. And so this is where I got this folder along with a few packs of Pokemon cards, and I've kept it since. And that really affected my life, in my opinion, a lot. It started my fascination with, anime, Pokemon, and all of that, which I still collect till this day. So that small gift, in my opinion, like, it's like, so you got the folder and a few pack of Pokemon cards, like $20. Now that gift's about $20, right? And that changed my whole life and my outlook. And now that I have the ability to help other kids, so that $20 gift might inspire some kid out there to eventually down the line help other kids, so that's what we've been looking at. And last year we were able to raise $15,000. The year before that we did $10,000. So we've been doing better and better. Again, I understand this year is probably going to be one of our toughest years. The economy is down. The industry overall is down. We understand that. Snakes are selling for less money. I understand that. So it's harder to ask everyone to donate hundreds of dollars, which is what I did last year. Honestly, last year I just messaged guys like Miguel and all these other breeders. I'm like, hey, send me $500, send me $300, whatever. And they all did. This year I almost feel bad doing it. I know how the economy is. So I just tell everybody, ask everybody to donate what you can. For $10, for each $10 you donate, I will enter you into a raffle. The winner will receive a male desert ghost pied and 2 female double het desert ghost pieds. One of the females being a yellow belly. Yeah, so it's visual desert ghost pied male and 2 female double hets, all produced by me. We will be doing the raffle. We'll be doing the drawing on Friday. I have been more than blessed to have had guys like you and Chris Eaton and Brian and all of them giving me your platforms. No matter.
Did we lose? Oh, there you
are.
Oh, we lost Bob for a minute.
How anybody feels about any podcast. Oh, did I lose you?
I have an automatic drama filter. Did you get a little into drama there? It just blocks it out automatically.
Like it froze me for a second.
Yeah,
like,
you literally froze you. As soon as you said Brian, it went totally frozen, which is funny. I have no problem with Brian or Chris. I don't get it. It's totally cool, but it's so funny that at least on my end, I don't know if the audience heard it or not, but on my end.
Sometimes I feel like certain people will message me and be like, "Oh, I don't like this guy. I don't like this podcaster."
Oh, trust me, I get the messages too. Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't care if I go on and I can raise $500, which I went on Brian's and we raised over $1,000. I went on Chris Eaton's and we raised almost $1,000. So, where do you go to donate? I'm going to post all of it. I'm going to send it all to you and Adam, and then have you share it maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we can do that. Or is it something you can type into the comments too?
Oh, you can type it up right now. Yeah, that would be pretty smart, huh?
Yeah, we could do that. And then Guys, if you're watching the replay on this, I will have it on my Instagram, and then I'll update the description after the show as well. It'll be down below. So let me make sure I get this right. For every $10, so if I donate $50, you're going to put 5 of my name into a raffle for a male DG Pied and 2 female double het DG Pieds. So even if I'm not into DG, you're giving us the whole project. You're giving us no excuse not to be into this giveaway.
Right.
All right, put me down for 5 raffle tickets, Bob. I got $50 coming your way, man. And I know 50 ain't much, but it's a start, and there's 58 people in the audience. So, guys, what I would say is everything that you guys give on stickers tonight, I would donate. But listen, don't go giving stickers yet. Right. YouTube keeps a huge percentage, which is fine because I would have had nothing, the 0% of it before. But to put your money to the best work, give it straight to Bob. And this is going to be better. So I don't want any stickers or chats tonight. All you got to do, if you want me to pop your logo up there, is tell me you hit the like button or you hit subscribe or something. I'll try and get
for some reason it's not letting me send this to the chats, so I'm just gonna send it to you actually.
Yeah, if you could send it to me, and then I will figure out promptly how to get it up here.
Put me in for 5 as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
right.
And if we can get one more person, I see one already, but if we can get one more person to go for match us at the 50, I'll do another 50.
All right, I'm with you.
Man,
right.
Very, very generous of you guys. We appreciate that.
All right, who's got Sarah's got 50, who else got the other 50, and then I'll put in 50. So that'd be $200 off the bat to get this night rolling here.
We got 50 people in here. And again, if you've already donated, it's okay. Donate again. Send me another.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, it's $10. Okay, we got Zivs Exotics matching it. All right. So it's 300. I'm in for 100. Charlie's in for 100, and we got 250s. There's 300 right there. Upstate says he's in for 100.
Right there, we're in for $400.
All right, guys. Let's see. It says not moderators can't share. Let me get to sharing right here. Bob, I got your message.
Awesome.
This is way easier than I thought it was going to be. It's at Bob's Balls on Venmo. There's step 1, guys. Step 2 is Cash App, which is $pay Bob's Balls. For our audio only listeners, they now don't have an excuse either. Venmo at Bob's Balls. I say that like I have audio only. I don't know if I do or not. Cash App. Venmo is at Bob's Balls. Cash App is at $pay Bob's Balls. All right, I'm making my note. I'm in for 100. That's 10 entries. I've always said I'm not into the I don't need to be in DG. I don't have any DG. This is if I win this, you will have converted me. I'll take it as a sign that I should be in DG.
Double recessive right off the start.
Well, I know, yes. But yeah, if you're going to kickstart me that way, suddenly I'm interested. I just didn't want to do all the work, That's all. All right, let me pop these on the screen here. All right, guys. You know what? Let's just take a screenshot, and that'll be a post on Instagram. And then here's another screenshot. And boom.
There we go. Toys for Tots.
Oh, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. This is cool. What an awesome cause. Well, I'm excited to land on this night, man, with you coming on to talk about this, the shed testing reveal. This is all really cool stuff.
What timing? Yeah. Shed testing reveal. All right.
Well, no. The partnership. That's why I was going to talk to Charlie at Gray Riders. I feel like Gray Rider Reptiles. I feel like once a month we should do like Shed Test Tuesday episode where he comes on for 10 minutes and either breaks my heart or makes my day. Like, awesome. I feel like that would be good, right? We could even have Bob commentate it if you wanted. I feel like I've seen your auction commentary, Bob. You would have strong comments on either my heart being broken or my dreams coming true.
Yeah, I do a good job on I do pretty good on the options. I did. I hosted one. I was the auctioneer for one of the Daytona auctions, and we did pretty well.
Yeah, and you were hardly wearing any pants. So your fanny pack was bigger than the shorts you were wearing. I was there.
It's my it's Daytona. It's 104 degrees out there. You don't need pants.
But you're from Orlando. You're used to it, man.
That's true. I am from Orlando.
All right, Bob, here it comes. Oh, you know what, Bob? We need the last 4 digits of your phone number just in case it asks us to make sure we're sending it to the right Bob Vu.
All right, it's a 0028. So if you were gonna Zell me, it's my phone number. It's 229-726-0028. For those of you that are listening only on audio.
That's right, on all the platforms where I'm audio only. This is what we call marketing. All right, Bob, it is on the way. Boom, there it is, man. Great cause. Sorry, I put the phone away now. I can engage the camera. Bob, awesome cause. Thank you for sharing that with us. It's a heck of a story, and life is good if we can even afford a rack full of snakes behind us, and to put it in that perspective, the way that you did, makes $50 or $100 that I just sent really, really easy and insignificant. So I can't wait for. I hope, will you come back in January and just tell us some stories of a couple? Do you get to hand out some gifts, or do you get to see some of the outcome?
Yeah, they will send me pictures after they've done all the shopping and stuff. They do ask me if I want to come out there and hand the gifts to the children. I'll be honest, I'm kind of a sappy type guy, and I start tearing up a little bit. So,
yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I almost did when you were telling your story, man.
That part.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Okay, let's recap really quick. Ball Labs, the fast version. Bob's Balls is raising money for Toys for Tots. $10 gets you a entry into a raffle for a male visual double visual DG pied. It also gets you 0.2. That's 2 females. Double het pied DG, a ready-made DG pied project. All money goes to Toys for Tots. And this will be the last time because you have to check the replay. Otherwise, at Bob's Balls on Venmo or $pay Bob's Balls on Cash App is how you can donate. And we'd be mighty proud and thankful if you would do that on account of this holiday time for Toys for Tots for a killer cause. Did I get that right?
Yep.
That's pretty good right
Nailed
there.
it.
That was not a bad little pitch man there. All right, Bob, you going to run? You going to hang out? What are you doing?
I can hang out. What are you guys talking about today?
All right, we're talking about pairings, and you're flying blind here. You didn't get the horrid, dreaded spreadsheet that I sent to Charlie, which is great because I'm not going to subject the audience to running through a spreadsheet either, because what could be worse, especially for the audio-only listener. This is my new shtick, the audio-only listeners. Yeah. So, all right, here's what I'll do. I'll run through my top 5 pairings that I'm excited for. Those of y'all that are just tuning in, I used to do this pairing show every season this time of year, and it's amazing to say I've been on Proper Royals Live for this long, where I could say every year. This would be my 3rd year of doing the pairings episode. When I was doing 9 or 10 or 15 pairings, it was sort of easy to burn through them, but I've got 30 pairings this year. I'm not going to subject you to just be awful. It'd be the 60 audience members would just crash. There'd be the 3 of us hanging out, talking to each other, saying that it was a podcast. So, by the way, thank y'all for 60 of y'all being here. So I'm going to run through my top 5 that I'm most excited about, and any comments that you guys have, that's okay. For the total record and disclaimer, Charlie and Bob are years ahead of me on what I'm doing, both in what they've produced and what they've invested in. So, I'm the everyday man right here. This is an exciting year for me. These are my exciting top ones. The and I'll just tell you the pairings and then the best of what I could come out with. So I got a banana with something else flying around in her that is some dark gene. There's either blackhead, black pastel, something like that. She's a hypo. So banana hypo female going to a blade clown het ultra male. So I'm excited to make banana blade double het hypo clowns, pos het ultra males. Hypo clown, I love. I have my first double hets from that project this year. They're old enough to breed to each other. So to start adding codoms into that is why that is an exciting perspective for me. You guys can interrupt me. Otherwise, I'll just tear along here. I also didn't take into account that it's a dark room and I can't read the spreadsheet.
I think bananas. What is a hypo clown? Is maybe even with the ultramel. I'm not sure that I don't do ultramel, so I haven't seen a lot of banana ultramel stuff just because I wasn't out looking for it. But I think hypo clown is one of the places where probably banana's an exciting gene to have. I know people avoid it in certain things, but that's one where I think it's going to play really well. So
I've been enjoying it.
Do you think the hypo will show up?
I don't know in an ultramel. I produced this year a clutch of banana hypo het pieds, and they glow like electric. I mean, it does show up. In my adult, I will tell a funny story. I had no idea that she was hypo as an adult. I bought her as a het hypo, and I tell this story often. I think people know it's Kai now. Kai told me, well, does she have spots? I said, yeah. He said, well, take a Sharpie and draw a circle on one of her spots. And on the shed, if there's a spot inside the circle, you know she's het hypo. If there's no spot, you know she's hypo.
I wonder though. So when you start to layer banana, ultramel, and hypo, if it might, to your point, Bob, it might get a little bit weird. But I wonder if you start to throw dark genes and start to try to really bring some of the, the hypo, kind of the purples and stuff from the banana all together, it might do something pretty cool.
Yeah, if I could get the like you say, the purple, like a dark gene with a banana, the purple and the spots, if that would do cool stuff or not.
That'd be something to build on later, I think, with that.
What does I was going to say, what do people think of? I do not. I have a banana xanthic. I was going to say I have one. I don't know what banana does in ultramel. Any experience in that, Bob?
I'm actually very limited in what I own in ultramel. I own very few ultramels, and the very few animals I have in ultramels are clowns. I actually started working ultramel Desert Ghost project this year, which I say this year, it's been like 2-3 years. I'm not sure. I with the banana, so I had banana hypos to start with, and I just couldn't, and some of the babies ID them, so I actually stopped doing them. And then with the banana stuff, I'll be honest, right now with my banana stuff, I just crank out banana, calico, red stripe, cinnamon, enchi, stuff like that are easy to sell animals. If I have a banana female that's ready to breed, it's most likely going to go to one of 3 specific males. If I have female codoms, which I don't keep a ton of anymore, like I'll have like, I have one female that I just cannot, I just can't get myself to get rid of. It's a black pastel calico female. Again, she's just such a good look. Again, it's just a 2 gene codoms, but she's so pretty. I just never got rid of her. And I just breed, this year I'm breeding her to a banana enchi red stripe calico. So I just expect all of those babies to look pretty. They're going to be easy to sell animals. So that's what I do with most of my banana projects.
Well, you bring up a good point about being able to identify them in the hatchlings. It does occur to me, I've only ever bred her to, unpurposely ever bred her to visual hypo. So I know that all the babies are hypo. Well,
you have a dark hypo, right? Or is he not up to size yet though? Because you have a black pastel Mojave hypo or something. So that starts to play into that black pastel with your banana stuff.
Yeah, he'll definitely be in the mix. I believe he's too small right now. He didn't make the cut this year. I think he's at, what is he at, 276, something like that. Way too small. He's close though, but yeah, for next year. And the ultramel part's only posset. That's really not the goal. The goal was the hypo clown. I think banana clowns are awesome, especially if I can get rid of the dots and then a hypo on top of that with a dark gene. I like it. I'm still going for it. That's my excitement.
I think it'll look good. I think I think I overread into the ultramel part too much. Like, oh yeah, down the road and all this stuff. I think I read into that way too much.
We got a Jason, you should have thrown that to Bob. You got to listen, man. No, thank you. I want to be gracious, but yeah, I don't have any Monarch though. Banana Monarchs. I don't have any yet. And admittedly probably won't, but maybe I will. All right, my next pairing that I'm very excited about, which is going to sound way underwhelming to you guys, but it's the building blocks that are exciting to me, and sometimes it's the history behind it too. So I have an Enchi Het Clown female, and I know you're like, how can that possibly be exciting to you, even to start that way? She's going to go to an acid Het Clown male. So my odds are very low of getting an acid clown, but if I could get acids, even if they're not Het Clown, I want to get acid into a whole bunch of stuff. And this is a male that he eats like a beast. He's like the big kid on the basketball team that's like 12 years old and 7 feet tall. He's massive. Never would pair last year. So I'm excited to get him into the mix. I'm excited to get male acids that I can breed soon, female acids that I can hold back and work into other projects like Super Gravel or some of the Codoms. So I'm just excited to finally have acid going. I saw Dale in here from Constricted Reptiles earlier. He helped me out with that, and that male did prove out Het Clown in genetic testing. So that one I'm excited about. I know there's not that exciting to you guys, but it's exciting to me.
It's exciting. I'm excited if you're excited, man. I think you're overstating that, honestly.
Well,
and I think acid clowns are really nice. I think a lot to be done with that still.
I think there's a lot to be done. And you know what? You're right. The beauty of this show is that I get to try and surround myself with people I can learn from and that I hold in really high esteem. So sometimes I have this imposter thing, but you're right. If it makes you happy, screw it. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that.
I think I remember how excited you were when you picked up the acid for the first time. I'm excited to see that come to fruition too, right? Come out, man.
I did whole episodes on how I couldn't get him to breed. It was like me driving in the car with him, he's in a bag with another male, not two males in the same bag. Don't do that, guys. One male in one bag so they can't hurt each other.
Two males, one bag. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, don't Google that. You'll be in trouble. All right. The next one, what did I write here? Oh, this is cool. So these are holdbacks that I produced, and now they're ready to breed together. And it's just the new plateau of possibility, but it's long odds. So I have a pinstripe double het ultramel clown female, and she is going to a blade clown het ultramel. So I'm hoping for any ultramel clown. I got the visual on the clown, so I didn't have to do double het to double het, and some pinstripe in there. They actually kind of like pinstripe clowns as well. I know pinstripe's a little played out, but pinstripe and clown is cool. Throw some ultramel in. I got to enjoy that, right?
It's gonna not terrible with the visual on the clown. Not bad odds to hit either another clown head ultramel and some females to keep, or to hit your ultramel clown, and then you're really a step up in your project for the next year. So
big time. I think it's you guys could correct me. I think it's going to be 1 and 8 on a double visual, whether it has a codom or not.
Head to head on the ultramel, so 1 and 4, and then 50% on the clown, so 1 and 8. Yep.
1 and 8. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And I didn't make it redundant, but I have another pairing without the pinstripe, identical pairing that's a sibling. So aiming for 2 and 16. I know that reduces down to 1 and 8, but 2 clutches, you know what I'm saying? So maybe I'll get lucky on those. And then, all right, here's my final one that I'm most excited about. Female, super Enchi clown female. Another one that I've been growing up waiting to breed for a very long time. I have a Cypress male. He's het clown or het cryptic. He was produced by a Krypton, and he's also 66% het desert ghost. I take this as another sign, Bob. Desert ghost comes up again. I haven't mentioned desert ghosts in my collection in 3 years on this podcast, but here it comes again. So maybe this is a sign here, which of course means that I could produce then Enchi Cypress Clowns or Enchi Cypress Krypton, and then we could test way down the line for Desert Ghost if I decide that's important for me. So I know Kryptons are a little bit under the radar right now, and I don't know if they're going to take hold or not, but I think Cypress is going to do cool things in Clown or Krypton, and Enchi and Krypton I like a lot. The stripes get really, really cool in Krypton.
You have a partnership, or you have a sponsor that does the shit testing. Why don't you test that mail for the...
My man, right? We can do this now. Well, this is all new, Bob. This is why I still have possets in my collection, but that is all going to change because I can't move you around because, yeah, I can't move you. You'll see. But right over here is the business end of it. Shedtesting.com, guys. That's where you got to go.
I'll say...
Can they test the difference between Clown and Krypton?
He can. Yeah, he's got the Clown test and the cryptic test.
He's done both for me. So I'll say that too. So yeah. So, and that's, you beat me to it. I would say that, but then also even if you weren't going to test, that's the way to the visual Clown's the way to go, right? With that mail. So now you're going to hit either Clowns or Kryptons and no. But Cypress is a gene I'm way too excited about to not have any in my collection right now. Like I see Cypress all the time. And I'm like, man, I need one of these. I just haven't found the right one that fits all the projects yet. But I'm super excited about Cypress. So
next summer, Charlie, you and I got to talk, man.
And man, I hope Kryptons pick up some steam here because I got a ton of them coming this year. So.
Oh, do you? Yeah. I just got a clutch that I gotta send, once they shed, I gotta send you some pictures if you're up for taking a look and giving me your opinions on them of what, if anything, they are.
I mean, I'd only know from what I've gone out and studied. I haven't made a visual Krypton here yet, but I've got 18 eggs now with another pairing on the way for Kryptons. So
I've got 9 that I think have Kryptons in them, but I'm having a rough time. So, yeah, I'm going to use up my my shed testing allowance from Charlie's going to make good money off of me because I'm going to use up my allowance and then be addicted and have to keep paying him for them. So that's okay. It's going to be good service and a good cause and a good result for me. But sorry, one good point, Charlie, you made. Yeah, so I want to shed test, but regardless of how it came out, I would still pair it with that female, so it's not as big of a deal to me. And it actually might be kind of remember the joy of when we didn't know what to expect and you would cut the egg and it was like, what's in here? Well, you find out, I can relive a little bit of that.
I actually have some females I could genetics. I have 3 Desert Ghosts, Posset, a Xanthic female, almost breeding size. I haven't genetic tested them specifically so I can pair them and keep some excitement. He's gonna wing it. Yeah.
I do not have the patience. I'm like, is there a test for this gene yet? I'm sending it. I'm asking people who shed test if I could send them swabs from babies or something.
Can I send you the eggshell? Like, just
I heard that recently that might be on the horizon.
Now I know with RGI before you can do scale clippings, so I'm pretty sure they're using similar tests. You can do scale clippings.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's if you really desperately need it to.
I don't want to speak for Charlie, but I've heard rumors at expos and at the bar afterwards of creative ways of getting DNA to said people. So like I say, I don't want to speak for Gray Rider Reptiles at shedtesting.com, but but what I do think is there'll be evolutions on the way. I don't think that we necessarily will have to wait for only shed in the future. I do think that is on the horizon. You guys want to help me with some pairings, Charlie? Bob, you're going to be flying blind. You won't know what the males are, but you can critique Charlie's input if you want.
I will do that.
No, I'm on the clock.
In about 10 minutes, my wife's going to come pull me anyways, but I'm going to hang on as long as I can.
Okay. All right, cool. Look at that, Bob. You got 20 sheds for Charlie?
Yeah, I've been just hoarding it. And I just need to order I need to tell them I just order 20 tests or something.
Sweet. Well, you got to use the promo code proper15. Get yourself 15% off, man.
Yeah, you got it. Now that I got this code. Yeah, I'm going to go
That's right, man. Okay. All right. So I will tell Charlie at Reagan Renee has my list of available males. I'll tell the why I'm having trouble with what to pair it. And then, Charlie, give me some tips. Audience, you guys can jump in too. And Bob, of course, we'll have to rely on some. I wish I had like a screen of like available males, but I didn't get that far into this. And like I say, I wanted to make it entertaining for the audience, which I feel like lists of genes is just it's just not it. All right, here's the female. This is a pastel lesser pinstripe, and she is double het axanthic clown, and she is a proven breeder. She's a big girl, and the timing, she last laid on June 8th, so we're coming up on time to ultrasound and get her going. I have a male. So to repeat, pastel lesser pinstripe double het axanthic clown. I have a male VPI, and it's VPI. So I have a male axanthic het clown. I bought him just to pair with her. All simple solution, right? Well, the little dude is too little. He's I don't even think he could get the job done. If he does, I'm worried about him dying. So I don't want to go down that path with him. Charlie, you've got the list. Do I go for a clown and a pos het axanthic? Do I go for an axanthic pos het clown? Did something else catch your eye? What are you thinking, man? What's the strategy and he's my only axanthic clown combo het or otherwise option I have.
I'm looking back for the size on him. How far out was he? Because
let me look here. I got to find them too, because of course they're in no particular order.
I guess where I'm going with that is, while you look, is so you ultrasound, right? So if he's getting close and she's not showing yet, I might try to hold off for him, because it's probably, especially if you're looking to do the Axanthic Clown project, that's going to be the best option. Your next, your most loaded other clown had lesser also, so we don't want to do that, right?
Yeah, I don't want to go lesser to lesser. So I mean, the other visual clown would be basically an Enchi clown male that's not het. I could try and run the odds with acid, but then I got to test everything.
You got
and sorry, you asked a couple questions there. So he is right now. Great point. If she's not showing, I'll hold off as long as I can. He's at 343 grams, though. I mean, he's got a long way to go.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Not that long.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe not. But
he only has one female to breed.
Yeah. So this is a good point, right? So he's only got to get a couple locks in. He doesn't have to you don't have to burn him up.
Yeah. So
some might say he's got to get like 2 locks in that are well timed, but.
All right. So so serious conversation, because I'm skittish. My first year, I all transparency, this stuff happens, and I'm sorry to talk about it on air. My first year breeding, I had a male that I just overbred. He didn't come back. I didn't have an ultrasound. I wasn't as responsible with him as I should be, and he was small. And I think he was at, 4 and change is where I think he was. So that sticks with me. But so you feel like if I target him with the ultrasound, how many locks match? And that's the only female that I put him to. And I go for once a month separation. What size would you say to get him to? If you're comfortable saying, you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to.
Is there a stigma around male size? Should I be uncomfortable? I'm not too afraid to say, if the male is eating steady and he locks, I'm probably not too afraid to pair him. Maybe. I think
as long as he's eating, man, you can go ahead with him. As long as he's eating. But here's the thing. Yes, you can wait, but with that female being, you said it was pastel lesser and what else?
Pastel lesser pinstripe, I believe, off the top of my head. Yeah.
So you got a pastel lesser pinstripe double het female, pretty valuable female, and that clutch could be worth upwards, if you have even decent odds, 5, and then if you're lucky, up to $10,000 clutch. If you worst case scenario, I actually was on Morph Market now, just looking up some animals for you. You can probably pick up an Azanthic het clown breeder male right now. I'm looking at right now a leopard Azanthic het clown male with some size, and stuff like that. You're going to be able to find an Azanthic het clown breeder male for not that much money, not to lose out on that female. You can probably find something with, let me see, you can probably find a proven breeder for not a ton of money. And there's got to be somebody out there with a spare male that they're not using, especially Azanthic het clown. Like if they're going to be replacing it with another gene or something like that, probably going to be able to find it under $500 if that male doesn't go. And you might get lucky and you find one with an extra gene in it or something too.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is that the whole thing right here. What Charlie was saying and Bob's saying is why I do this show. Like, this is it, right? How could I learn better than this interaction and the audience? I think very highly of Dale and Jeremy Bott as well. So, I mean, I got a lot to consider here, but maybe I was scarred by a bad experience myself. Charlie, just for full transparency of what's coming, the clip of you saying, I quote, "Is there a stigma about male size?" is going to have to turn, that has got to turn into a reel, right? Like that's going to be on Instagram tomorrow, man.
Was it Herb Collectors? He got me for one good one too. We were talking about ultrasound in females and them getting like kind of wiry and jumpy, and I was saying that I'll put a snake bag over the girl's head sometimes, and he took a clip of me saying put a bag over her head and it'll be fine. And he made a reel out of that too. So I guess I'm good for one per show these days.
You know what's funny is my last blooper, I was waving around my hand and like inadvertently the pencil flew out of my hand straight to the camera. And like before I even woke up the next morning, Jessica from Holdback Rack had already turned it into a great reel. Like I didn't even have a chance to make fun of myself on it. She had already beat me to it. So there you go, guys. Our gift to you, the Haley's Comet of podcast content right here, my friends. Get on board.
But yeah, let me comment on that just a little bit more.
Oh yeah, please do, Bob.
So if you have a female that's very valuable, and if you can get a clutch out of her, and if you have to go buy a male specifically for that female, and if you can get a proven breeder somewhere to save your season, again, if you have like 3 females or 4 females in a very particular project, and your male is just not breeding or too young or just not growing right, it's okay to go shop a male to save your season. Again, if you're going to lose out on $10,000 clutch because your male wouldn't lock, that's terrible. And I'm right now on Morph Market, and I can tell you right now, there's a 2022 Azanthic het clown male, $400, a banana double het DPI Azanthic clown, GHI double hets, breeders. So you get, there's a lot of options for you out there where you're not going to break the bank and you're going to be able to still pull a clutch out of it. I wouldn't just let it ride and not breed her or something or just breed her to something random and then not utilize both of her hets. Absolutely.
I had 2 males last year that were 2 of my bigger males that weren't locking. They just wouldn't. They would eat, but they would not lock. And I wound up going out and buying 3 so that I wouldn't have that problem anymore, just because I didn't want to miss a season. And some of those were projects I was really trying to push forward. So 100% what you're saying makes sense to me. I was like, I'm not sitting and waiting.
Yeah, you're going to waste so much time. You're going to lose a lot of, again, not just the money side, the holdbacks that you're going to produce and all that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause even the misses, I have a ton of opportunity for visual hets is visual plus het, excuse me. Let's see. Straight Blast Pythons. What's going on? That female was a pastel lesser pinstripe double het Azanthic clown proven breeder. Okay.
Start building out your stable too, right? So if you're getting add in like double females and stuff that you could be hitting this year, man, because that's how you're going to add codoms back later, right?
Yeah. So, well, and that's why I got her. I was like, you know what, man, this is so often I go straight for the recessive, and then I'm like, oh, I'll add in codoms. Well, that's just time. That's years that it takes to do that. So, Creative Genetics says, how's the shipping for me? The shipping is terrible for me. It was 4 this morning, so I'm in trouble on that. But I got a really dependable Tacoma with 4-wheel drive, so I can get places if I need to. So if people have ideas, let me know. And if there's a regional, what I'll do is I'll look on the regional map on Morph Market, and I'll see what's out there. I do have a couple expos left this year too. All right. I keep a close eye on her. That was a good pep talk about not missing out on breeding her. You're exactly right. And yeah, what's the? I don't think I understand it. But what's the expression about the trees for the forest? Like I can't look at the $400 and go, that's a lot of money to spend. I got to look at the whole forest would be the clutch, right? Yeah. All right. Hey, everybody. Good night, Charlie at Gray Rider Reptiles. Thanks so much for the support, brother. I can't wait to work with you. Thanks for jumping on board, man. All right. Then the next one that I am uncertain about. This one is far less exciting. Like this one might be just the total opposite. I have a Het VPI Xanthic. Not that exciting. I have the only other male with a codom though is a fire Het VPI, which I bred with her 2 years ago, and I have those holdbacks, the females, but I don't have a male to go with it. And I actually got rid of my the visual because I didn't want fire on both males and females of those holdbacks. So then the question becomes, do I just go for trying to make like a double Het or a visual and a Het, but then it would come back to that same male that we were just talking about. So I'm in a little bit of a pickle there on that one.
I think your last problem solves this one, especially if you go shop a male, like Bob said, right? Because then you're just
get a twofer, yeah.
Your project. It's another female that makes that male that we just talked about worth a lot more to you.
So if you're buying, like, let's say a black pastel Xanthic Het clown, like, so instead of spending $400, you're gonna go spend $700, something like that, right? So you're gonna get a better male, and then you can genetic test all the females in the clutch for a Het clown. So if you're making black pastel Xanthic, you can genetic test those, and if they're black pastel Xanthic Het clowns, automatically their value just skyrocketed. Instead of making a bunch of $200 animals, now you're making $800 and $1,000 animals.
Yeah,
Brandon too. Yep.
Okay, yeah. Oh, Brandon crushed it right out of the gate. Just boom, before I even finished it. Now I do have. All right, let me ask you this, and in the event, which I think you all have convinced me I need to do this, because I another episode coming up will be that I actually had a pretty solid year this year financially. I have a triple Het male who is plenty big. He is lavender pied Xanthic triple Het, all hets, no visual. Is it worth those odds? And I mean, I know I got a shed testing guy. Would you spend $500, or would you screw around with the triple Het for the hopes that you could make a visual and a Het to go with it, and have the not hassle, have the time involved to get the shed testing done?
No. Your odds are going to be now 1 out of 4 to produce a visual. Then you're 1 out of 8 to produce a visual with any of the other 2 hets, and 1 out of 16 to make a visual with a double Het, and 1 out of 32 to make a female out of that. So now your odds is 1 out of 32 to make anything really, truly valuable in that clutch, instead of going with the other route. Let's say a black pastel Xanthic Het clown, where your odds are only going to be 1 out of 2 to make visuals Xanthics, plus hets, which then was only 1 out of 4 to make a Xanthic Het clowns, 1 out of 8 to make black pastel Xanthic Het clowns. Way better odds. You're going to make way more money that way.
Yep. Okay, so anybody in the Midwest region within 5 to 6 hours of Minneapolis, give me a call. Let's talk. And it says read Keith's offer.
Keith's offer.
Adam, read back. I've got like people shouting at me. I saw somebody say he didn't read it. I got somebody else saying read back, read Keith's offer. Look, he didn't read it. He's probably going to call me in a second.
Like clown mail and do a project with you.
So, I'll ship you my VPI clown mail and do a project with you.
Hey, that's as good as it gets.
Yeah, I can't, especially with 2 females, right? All right, Keith, let's look at a window. I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know how much you're willing to risk on the male with weather and all that. I mean, I don't want to say it on air, but the hub is at the airport, so it's a less risk, but it's dangerous this time of year. I can't say that we should do it.
Any night over 20 degrees, we're shipping.
Oh, would you say any night over 20?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's over 20. I'm shipping, but I'm not telling everyone else to do this. Okay. I haven't had any issues shipping when it's cold. I rather my animals come in cold than hot. So if they come in at 40 degrees, thaw them out, they'll be fine. You overheat them for 2 hours, they're dead. You freeze them for literally overnight, no problem. So I'll ship cold before I'll ever ship hot.
Absolutely on that part. All right, Keith, let's talk tomorrow, man. I got you on the calendar. Dale. I won't tell the story, but there's a funny story about double hets and Dale that anyway, I'll leave it be. Yeah, I wouldn't buy it. That was one of those deals that when I bought a female triple het, our buddy just up the road, Dale, you know who I'm talking about, just north of Tampa. He was like, yeah, I'll sell you the triple het, but the price includes a triple het male that you have to take. So I've always had it. That's the backup. I raised them both, and it was fine. I agreed to the deal. Bob, it's been awesome to have you hanging out. Thank you so much. Give us like the 130 more second blurb on the Toys for Tots in case anybody missed it, man.
Yeah, we really appreciate your platform. We're doing a quick fundraiser. I say quick fundraiser. It's been 2 weeks. Fundraiser for Toys for Tots. For every $10 you guys donate, you're going to be entered into a raffle to win a Desert Ghost Pied male and 2 double het females, all produced by me. Shipping was 100% covered. If you're from Europe, shipping's also covered by Tom Wolf. If you're in Canada, shipping's covered by me. I can also ship to Puerto Rico. So literally, no matter where you are, I'm going to get the animals to you. It's $10 per entry. 100% of the money will go to Toys for Tots to buy presents for the kids. So please open your wallets, open your hearts. If you've already donated, feel free to send me another $10 and donate again. And we appreciate your time, man. Thanks for your platform, Charlie. Nice talking to you. And message me later. We'll chat more.
Bob, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much, man. I cut you off.
Thank you, guys. Yep.
Thanks, brother.
Yep.
Guys, I'm putting Bob's information on the chat again. Venmo at Bob's Balls and Cash App pay Bob's Balls. The Venmo gets an @ the Cash App gets a $sign. If you missed the first part of the show of why this is such a special initiative for him, go back and check it out. Charlie, we got kind of a natural break. Why don't you want to pay some bills and then we'll jump in on the second half of the uncertain pairings? This has been gold for me. Thank you guys. Thank you for participating, man. I really appreciate it. First and foremost, everybody, that is Charlie at Reagan Renee Royal Pythons. He's got for sure killer candy pied project stuff that most people don't have and you won't find anywhere else. Go check him out. His information is right down below in the description. Please check him out. Hey, we got the new sponsor. That is shedtesting.com. That's brought to you by Charlie at Gray Rider Reptiles. I know there's a lot of Charlies. It's a safe word tonight. Charlie at Gray Rider Reptiles, shedtesting.com. Use the promo code PROPER15. You're going to get 15% off of 2 shed tests. Again, go back and watch the front, but I'm so glad to have shedtesting.com and Charlie on board. And he is a banner sponsor, and we'll be working together for a long, long time. I'm excited to have him. The last thing I'll say on that topic is I think the customer service and the quick turnaround time is what's going to separate your experience with shedtesting.com. Go check them out. Then, new supporter, new sponsor for the next little bit. And when I say little bit, actually a big chunk of the year. That's Brandon Nixon at Brandon Nixon Reptiles. Brandon, I apologize. I've been caught up behind the scenes and I didn't crunch all the promos, but I know because I see the promos and the posts every day on Instagram with the amazing camera work. There's Dreamsicles available. That was on a post today. Some of the best in Ultramel projects, both single Ultramel and double recessive. And I know that there's some triples flying around in Brandon's collection as well. On a personal note, I've worked closely with Brandon for a long time. I have the utmost respect and trust for his brand. I absolutely recommend Brandon from personal experience. So check out Nixon Reptiles. That's Brandon Nixon. Next is Portuguese Pythons. That's Danny and Renee Rocha out in Chino, California, the Inland Empire, right there by San Bernardino. Also doing killer stuff with the Ultramel Pied project and high-end double visuals as well. And of course, with these double visuals come the misses, the byproducts, the double hets, the visual hets. Look, Danny and Renee are just fantastic people, literally some of the nicest people that I've met in the industry, and quality, cleanliness, care, all that, second to none. Go check them out. Kreative Genetics, that's Keith. You guys saw him in the chat tonight. We might be working a VPI clown project coming up, man. So I'm excited to work with Keith. Keith is out in California as well. Keith is working with the Stranger gene, and he's working it into several recessives. He's got several POS triple hets that I believe as yet have not been tested for Stranger POS triple hets. Pied Clown, Axanthic in that mix there. And I believe he's working some hypo stuff as well. But if you're looking for Stranger combos for your recessive projects, go check out Keith at Kreative Genetics. Last but not least, one of the very, very first sponsors, and maybe the first sponsor, I can't remember. I have to go back. I need to look at that. I stumble over those words every week, is Chris at B and S Reptilia. Chris has been a bit of a mentor, a bit of a partner. We've ended together at Tinley. He's helped me out a whole lot on the way with expertise and knowledge and financial support on this show. So check him out, B and S Reptilia. It's Reptilia because he breeds all kinds of different species. I know that every year he looks for a new species to collect and to start breeding. So ball pythons, blood pythons, boa constrictors, locality genetics when it comes to boas. And then things like Pituophis, if you know what that means. He's your man. Bull snakes, northern pines, all kinds of different colubrids. And he's also the distributor in Pennsylvania for the chipper. Go see him if he can help you out. That is it. Our sponsors are full. There's not space. There's waiting list. I'm not going to water down anybody else's message. So thankful for these people. I couldn't be more proud to be aligned with them. And tonight, sitting next to Charlie at Reagan Renee Royal Pythons. All of that information is down in the description. And then, look, guys, if you haven't contributed to Bob's Toys for Tots, again, I challenge you, watch the first 12 minutes of the show, and it's $10. I know you might be thinking, what difference is $10 going to make? But if 50 of us said, what difference is $10 going to make? That makes a difference. Go check out his story about the Pokemon folder. Seriously, $10, guys. Get in. And he's throwing out some killer animals to win in the drawing. So there we go. Deadline is this Friday. What would Friday be? December 1st? Is that December 1st? So if you're watching on the replay, December 1st, guys, go do it. All right. The pairing show. That was quicker than my intro tonight, wasn't it? I was business there, right?
Burning it up. Yeah, you're on fire tonight.
Can't lose people. But guys, and thank you all the ones that do sit through that. I realize everybody wants to change channels on commercials, but literally those are the people that keep the show afloat. Otherwise, I gotta serve turkeys at 8:00 on a Tuesday night in a restaurant somewhere. So help these guys out.
Oh,
all right. You all right, Charlie?
Dale coming up.
What? When's Dale's birthday? Oh, December 1st?
The 1st, yeah.
That's good juju, Dale. Did you contribute, Dale? I'm just saying. It could be a handsome birthday present, man. And like even a guy like yourself has got to appreciate a double visual DG Pied, right? I think Dale's guilting me. And what would I have to offer for the guy that has all the snakes I want, goes to Hawaii 3 times a year, you know, raises rats like you wouldn't believe. Dale's living the life, man. Those of y'all that don't know, Dale was a huge help getting me off the ground and getting me ready for shows and educating me. So very thankful to Dale. Happy birthday, brother. All right. Next exciting pairing that, oh man, I ruined. No, I didn't. I did not ruin it. Here we go. I did not ruin it. I thought I ruined it. All right. So I have this female. She's come up over the years. She was actually the very first breeder female that I ever bought. I bought her I bought her as a pastel breeder female. And after I got her, the guy like 2 weeks later was like, "Hey, I'll buy her back from you." And I was like, "Well, who wants to buy back a pastel female?" And I look on his Facebook and this female's popping out Kryptons. And I was like, "Oh, cool. So she's het cryptic or het clown." Finally, after 3 years, she just gave me eggs. No clowns came out. So she's, in theory, het cryptic. I have to test and prove all of this. So now, with that being said, pastel het cryptic, big girl, should I pair her with a pastel lesser spot nose clown, visual male? He's small, but you guys have given me hope that maybe the small guy is okay. It's kind of a good male for me. Or should I pair her to the Cypress het clown or het cryptic male that we talked about earlier? He's plenty big. I think I'm more excited about the Cypress, but should I be excited about the spot nose in Krypton?
The Cypress was what? Het cryptic or clown?
Yeah, the Cypress was produced by a Krypton, and it's from Jeremy Bod, matter of fact.
I like Kryptons. I'd lean out on that unless you knew he was het clown. I don't know that you want to go het cryptic to het cryptic. I'm just not sure the value's there. Unless you really like that project. I like Kryptons, but I'm not big on cryptic.
Oh.
So
I hadn't thought about that. So visually, those two are nearly identical. Has anybody actually been able to differentiate between a visual cryptic and a visual Krypton? So it's the genetic power that brings the value, right?
I think they're close, but yeah, I think for me, it's the flexibility to be able to make Kryptons that look a lot like cryptics or clowns if I want to work a clown project, right? So when I have a Krypton, so you know, it's allelic, right? It still acts like a visual recessive would, like an allelic. It's going to make something, whether it's a het for one or if it's to a visual, it's going to always make you a visual. But I like the Cypress in it. I like the Cypress Kryptons. If I knew he was a het clown, I'd tell you use the Cypress male all day. The other thing you can use is the VPI clown that you're about to partner with somebody on, and you can continue to build that project out, right?
That's true.
Same male kind of solves the problem. It gives you one more chance, one more clutch that's going to build out your VPI clown project, right? And you know, you may make some cool looking pastel Kryptons, het VPI. I don't know. Like I said, it builds out that project. He might give you a couple more project females for that. You might have some cool Kryptons that are het VPI to work with down the road if you want to go a different angle. That's part of why I got into some of the Krypton stuff anyway, because it gives me, if DG clown is starting to get a lot of people in the DG, even that you can argue it's base clowns, the higher order combos will still do really well for a long time. But if I want to do something different, if I don't like the way some of the dark combos I was going for in the clown work, I can go to Krypton too. So again, you might just add it to that project as another female for that. But if not, if the Cypress male, if you find out he's het clown, I'd do it. I'd do that.
All right. Let me ask you this. Keith is a great guy. So Keith aside, let's take Keith the Creative Genetics out of this for a minute. How a lot can change in a year and a half. Do I want to be in on 3 clutches, 3 high-end clutches with anybody but myself? And that's a horrible thing to say, but I'm asking because a lot of us probably think that.
Fair.
And again, Keith is a great dude. He's a sponsor of the show. Of anybody I'll do a project with, I'll do a project with Keith. Do I want to do 3 projects with anybody?
I'm with you for the most part. I've not yet to split a clutch with somebody because I want to keep it all for myself. I don't
It sounds good, right? It sounds good.
this is an interesting one where you're talking about a double visual male coming to your house to help. You could, if it's a proven breeder, I think he said, I don't know, that's going to be fun. But both your other males you mentioned for that, like I said, if the Cypress is het clown, I love that. Otherwise, the other one you said was a visual clown, right? It was a spot nose clown, right? I know it had some other genes, but
Yeah, it's a pastel Vesser spot nose.
Love spot nose. I'm breeding that and a ton of stuff this year too. So I don't mind either of those pairings, but
you're right. That does answer the clown cryptic, and then you could have, because Axanthic cryptics would be pretty.
You might have a lot of fun with that pastel. Was there pastel in there? She's a pastel het cryptic.
She's pastel het cryptic to a pastel. Oh, and the other male was a pastel lesser spot nose visual clown.
Super pastels. I actually would lean away from that. I think the Cypress, if you're staying with what you have right there, if it's really truly down to the two, gun to your head, got to pick one of the two. I'd say the Cypress, but
but now you're going back on it. Earlier you weren't going to do it unless you knew which one it was.
Preferably het clown, but yeah.
Well, yeah, preferably. I don't have a gun to my head.
It's tough. If it's gun to my head for the two, I'm still probably going to Cypress just to get more Cypress and stuff. But man, I'd be I'm forgetting he's 66% het DG, right?
Yeah,
I'm going there all day.
Okay, all right.
Final answer.
Okay, all right, cool. I want to ask you, because this is a great segue, and we still have one or two of my need help pairings. Matter of fact, only one more of the need help pairings. I only highlighted 4 of them, I guess. Heck of a show prep I did. I said a bunch of times 5 and 5, but maybe it's 4. Charlie, you have, for lack of a better word, because algorithm just solves all kinds of explanations. You have a spreadsheet where you have programmed it to produce a value per clutch. I'm not saying tonight. We're not going to go through it on air.
Okay.
But I need you to run the numbers for me of how much better off I'll be if I bring Keith's male in to those 3 clutches, but split the value, or stick with what I got and not have it. And I'm not trying to talk Keith. I'm going to do it. We'll do something. This is too good to pass up. I'm going to take you up on it. But I think it'd be neat. Tell us about this. How did you come up? What data did you tell your spreadsheet to consider when it weights clutch pairings for you? Because this is a topic of hot debate with Justin's breeding module coming out on clutch. And I know some other developers around that are trying to target like a sales price, a probability, a genetic consideration into weighting value for clutches. How do you do it?
So it's still fairly manual to a degree. What I do though is I have the formatting already set up in the Excel template to where I can, and if I need to do it on the more market kind of calculator, if it's not simple enough, I can just plug them in myself almost more quickly. I can copy paste the results of a pairing out of the morph market calculator over there. When I say it becomes manual though, is when we start to talk value. I have to do some of what I don't have like a scraper that's going through and pulling average values off a morph market for sale, but I'll go to
but that's why it's still an Excel spreadsheet rather than a bot doing it. Yeah. So you're typing the stuff in, but
I'll go to the listed and I'll drop in for each combo. And sometimes I can combine 2. I can say, you know what, the difference between a pastel this and just this is roughly the same. So I'll lump those 2 together, but I'll plug in male value, female value based on what I see on the market value, what I think I'll get for it. And sometimes I got to project in a couple of months, maybe it comes down a little bit. So I'll take a little 10% or so off or something. But I'll plug those values in for the males and females, and it'll weight based on the odds, right? So if it's 1 in 8, it'll do 1/8 of the average of the male female value. Okay. And I'll give that value there. It will sum those. And that gives me an expected value per baby. So it's kind of it's the weighted average of all combinations based on market value.
And the odds. So if something's 1 in 32, it weights it much differently than
much lower.
50%.
and this is, I'm not advocating everybody do this. It's probably far more work than you need to do. And what's happened is I've noticed in time too, is we become fairly, if you've done it for a while and you get it really good. So our market guys who've been around at Balls and a Dale, right? Their intuitive feel for what market prices are on the combos and the quick math in the head of I'll make a lot of these and not a lot of those probably will get you to the same answer. Honestly, like after some experience, it probably gets you there faster even. But
yeah, but that's like us that we could calculate odds in our head versus using the genetic calculator, when 3 years ago we were like, oh my gosh, look at this machine. This is a supercomputer.
So then it plugs in. If I know the female has an average number of eggs, I know she's laid just a 9-egg layer for 3 years now. I can use a 9 for it instead of a 6 for eggs. If I don't have any other info, I go with my average, which is about a 6.1 this year for eggs. So it'll take that average value per baby times the number of eggs, and it gives me kind of an expected clutch value. I pull 30% off almost right away, which this year proved to be way off on holdback. This year, it's more like 60-something% or maybe 80. I'm probably lying. Holdbacks. I'll pull that out. And then if nothing else, and here's the thing too, though. This is more of a tiebreaker for me. So the first thing I'm really looking at, right, is do I need
excellent point. Excellent point. Yeah.
Do I need a project to just value-based kind of do pairings on the animals is like, I wouldn't really advocate for going and trying to do everything based on that. But so if I need something to build out a project, I want a combo that inspires me, I think it's going to take a project to the next level. I'm probably going there before I consider value. But if I have do I do the vanilla candy het pied or do I just do the candy pied? I already have vanilla stuff going. I don't need any more of those. So let's do if I'm looking for stuff that's going to sell, it's going to bring money to fund another project. Let's use the candy pied male. You know, and sometimes it surprises me the addition of a incomplete dominant or two. The right ones might bring the value up enough that it's worth the difference of, and helps me make the decision. Worth the difference of not hitting as many visuals in a project where the double visuals not as valued as high anymore. But what else can I say about it? I guess that hopefully about sums it up.
No, I started smiling in the middle of it and chuckling because I envisioned like this happening, not only with 30 pairings, but all the different possibilities you're considering for third. And you probably have more than 30. How many females you pairing this year?
No, this year I think it's 25 or something like that.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. It's not a ton. I pulled some stuff back that it didn't have the right need for the female yet, but it's a female I don't want to let go of, right? So I just didn't. Yeah. If I had some really powerful double or recessive male, I might want to capitalize on some of the incomplete dominance or one recessive that's in her double or triple recessive male. I might do it, but right now it just didn't make. I'd make maybe a het, pos het or something with her, or a visual with a pos het. It just didn't do it for me. It wasn't animals I wanted to sit on, and so I also have to keep in mind, and we all have to keep this in mind, perspective of different business models. At this time, and I haven't had enough inventory yet in 3 years. I haven't built up enough inventory at any point to justify it, but I'm not doing any shows.
Yeah.
So I have to be really careful what my misses are, because some of the things I miss on are going to sit on Morph Market. It might be a beautiful animal, but it's just going to sit on Morph Market. If I don't do a show where I'm going to move it as a pet, I'm going to have to. And I don't usually wind up with enough inventory left over to start to lump together and wholesale them either. So I got to be careful what my misses are. So I've had some animals sit and wait this year. So yeah, it's probably only 25 all out the door. 7 or 8 of which have already gone. So. Oh,
cool. Oh, really?
Yeah.
From like
over the last I just started I have babies who are about a month old, about a month ago hatching. So,
oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I still have that, but not for new pairings and for 2024 hatchlings.
Yeah. I mean, I've got, it's probably, so if I pull those 7 out, it's even less. It's probably only 18 girls going into next year.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's hard though, because I pair this is why it's hard for me to answer that too, because I pair with ultrasound kind of year round. So when I look at it right now on the list, there's probably close to 30 females total out the door that are breeder size ready, but not with follicles. So I'm not even looking at them and saying I'm counting them yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, I got you. So my list, they're the ones that I project will produce follicles and be able to breed. So yeah, I have 30 on the list, but I think, I'll be lucky. Well, and a lot of them are first time breeders. So yeah, I'm banking on 22 to 24 clutches, something like that this year. Yeah, Dale's pretty old. He's pretty old school, man. No ultrasound. Throw the computer out the window. So was it 60,000? Which way, Dale? Good or bad? Because
yeah,
one of those will piss you off.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, let's do one more pairing that I have that I need some help on. Oh, this is the perfect one. Speaking of Dale, this female I got from Dale, she is literally probably like visually my just most beautiful adult female. Like if you weren't into genetics and you weren't a breeder, if you just looked at her, you're like, geez, that is an animal right there. She's a fire Enchi pastel hypo, super clean, bright yellow. First impression, you'd be like, that's the cleanest banana I've ever seen. No, it is just a neon bright yellow, very nicely defined with the hypo. I don't even have a male next to her that I was considering, because here's the thing. I could make more hypos, and I guess I could. The problem is I have her brother, but he's got fire in him as well. I don't need a white hypo, right? So that's no good. My male hypos aren't really ready yet. So what I think I need is a whole new double recessive, not a whole new project, but a double recessive that I want to put hypo on top of, which I think would have to be clown. Like to get all of those genes in a clown combo would be, or in a double het hypo clown combo would be pretty cool. I think go ahead and get the codoms out of it.
Yeah, I'm looking to see. So you didn't have anything that's kind of a half step there, like anything that's in the double het hypo clown or clown het hypo het clown?
I have a,
on the
I don't know if he's on the list. Yeah, I have a banana that's got whatever dark gene that mom has that I was talking about, because he's like purple and black and orange. He's a banana, and he is double het hypo clown.
Double het hypo clown. Okay. So first off, I have my favorite, and I know not everybody loves Enchi and clown, but my favorite probably visual clown female in my rack is actually, oddly enough, just a pastel fire Enchi clown.
Yeah,
she just looks awesome. So when you start talking about hypo clown, that's probably what I'm thinking, right? So you're gonna hit all hypos, right? And then half of them, Charlie's gonna tell you are het clown, right?
No. It's double het.
It's double het? Oh,
yeah, it's double het.
You're still going to make some nice hypo stuff, right? And again, talking about business model, with you doing shows, you're going to, even if you miss and you don't make double het hypo clown female, okay, you might hit your hypo het clown male for the future of that project. And if you miss on the het clown, you might make a hypo that's worth a little something for shows. Some nice hypos. So
yeah.
And then bananas there on him too. So you got a chance to make bananas too on your misses again, which is something you could sell. And a banana and a hypo clown. Again, I know we talked earlier about that. We were kind of back and forth if that's good or bad, but I think there's potential on that too.
And I'm sorry, I was trying to read a comment and listen at the same time. Repeat that one more time, Charlie.
He was a banana. You said he was
He's a banana with a dark gene of some description, and then he's double het hypo clown.
Oh, so you're mixing the dark gene in already too with the banana. So that's like we talked about earlier. If you're gonna go like banana in with the hypo clown stuff, with a dark gene is probably the way to go to try to accentuate some of that purples and stuff. So
yeah. So
I get it, Dale. I try to keep banana out of a lot of stuff, but
well, it's a female maker, so I'm okay with using him. He's a female maker, but if I could show you what's crazy is I don't know that I'd be able to, if I got certain combos from her, I don't know that I'd be able to identify the banana. It'd be like, it'd almost be, this thing is so, I'm looking over here. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to reach into her tub at night or not. Hang on, let me grab this girl. Cause like, I don't know what good banana would do to that project. And that's like a question we should ask, right? What good is it going to do? Let me see here.
And if you don't want to hit it, you're probably going to hit a lot of them.
Yeah.
Then again, maybe not. I just had a clutch of 5 with a banana female, and they didn't really want banana because there's DG in the mix as a het, and so I didn't want banana in with my DG. No knock to anybody who's working it together, but it doesn't make sense for what I'm trying to do with dark genes to use anything that's in the like an albinism. See
what I mean? It's almost like what is banana going to add to that?
But that's going to look different in clown. But like, I get it. I don't know. I lean out of banana on a lot of stuff, but
there's no banana in this.
No, I know. We're talking about with the male, right?
Oh yeah, but I could put her to an Enchi clown visual, and everything would be 100% het clown.
Oh, make all double hets without the super Enchies though.
Right.
Yep, that's Dale saying he still likes banana, but it's in the females. That's what I'm trying to do. Keep it only on the female side now. So I'm not afraid I'm going to breed it through a whole bunch of stuff and keep it a male just because I'm tight on space for males, or self-imposed, but I'm keeping myself tight on the number of males. Yeah,
I'm not quite to where mine are all females, but they are, any of them that I keep are all females or female makers. So I'll be done with banana males here in a generation or so.
I guess my thought is it gets you like a half step up on the project, and misses are probably movable animals. You get a chance to hit bananas or hypos that you probably could move at a show.
Let me ask you this, just from a cool factor, maybe a little bit of a greed factor from money. I still am enamored with that acid het clown boy. Forget the het clown. Do I just want acid to get into my hypo project, and they'll all be het hypo, and then I could get acid combos as well. So the ones that I don't want to sell, half of them would be, that I don't want to keep, half of them would be acid.
This is something I should have touched on earlier, looking at things that I talked about pairings too, besides, is it a project animal, not just value pairing, right? But not just the best animal I can hit, but what's the worst thing I'm going to wind up with out of that? And there's a good chance you wind up with a het hypo.
Yeah, normal het hypo, right? Yeah. Or as Dale calls them, normal het normal. Yeah.
Or a pastel het hypo. Or so those are going to be tough even for shows, right? Those are like, maybe you get somebody to take a female, a male. You might be giving out in spin to wins for toys.
That's called a shop. But hey guys, just give me a.
If you have a connection like that, yeah.
Well,
I think I love the vision on the acid in that project, but the odds that you hit the an acid double het female is nice to keep in that, but
that's a big.
You're gonna go pick one up for the trouble that you're gonna have on all the other animals.
That's cool. Sorry, I get.
No, you're good.
I get distracted.
From the audience on this.
What's that?
Great feedback from the audience too on all these.
No, it is. That's why I love doing this show. I could just throw stuff out and listen to feedback. And of course I don't have to take it all, and we're all different people with different resources, but there's times where things hit where you just go, yep, I wouldn't have thought of it that way. Or thankfully that expertise is there, and that insight is there. It's crazy. Like I say, she's literally one of my favorite females, and I have no earthly idea what to do with her.
Good.
I got a ton of hypopie double het stuff. What if I work? I have a mahogany pied.
Did you have a visual hypopie too, but he just wasn't at size yet, or was he at size?
Oh, I got a super pastel hypopied. Essentially a triple homozygous.
So there's Enchi there, which makes nice pieds if you hit the Enchi.
Yeah, but she's not. It would only be het pied.
Oh, she's not Enchi?
No, she's hypo. All she is
No,
hypo.
no,
She's
I'm just-
entry. All she is hypo, though.
I'm thinking 2 steps down, right? So nice
Oh,
animals
yeah.
might come out of that, right? You might hit some nice hypos that you know are all het pied. And then if you have something like an enchi in that, like an enchi hypo, something you look at keeping, right? Because now you're going to make really nice enchi hypo pieds.
You know what? Maybe that's the thing, because even now all the babies are going to be pastel because dad's super pastel. But if you're going to have pastel in something, pastel with hypo and pastel with pied is A-okay with me anyhow.
I got to be careful though, because this sounds like way better odds to hit visuals, but I don't know what the hypo pied market is like right now though too. So okay, you got way better odds to make like cool project animals, like nice hypo het pieds, but hypo het clown is probably worth a bit more. I don't know that. I might be wrong. I haven't looked at that project in a while, but
yeah, and I do like I like hypopods, but yeah, I think I like hypo clown. I just have a quicker path to hypo. What's that?
Leave it to Jessica to set me straight on that.
Oh,
right,
yeah, I know, but
Jessica
says you can't make a bucket shows either. She knows that I love her, so I will give her fair treatment, especially in my home.
Yeah, so then maybe not. Maybe we stay away from the hypopod combo.
Hey, but come on, this is just, it's like I'm already cold. I'm in Minnesota. Now you're throwing wet water on me. This is not. I know it's tough love, but
if you could work the 3, it has my vote. If you could get hypo clown pied stuff going, I'm behind you. But
I don't have that.
Jessica says hypo pieds cost like 3 cents, and she's probably going to do an episode of her little. I shouldn't say little, but her stonks show. I apologize for the condescending little. I love those episodes actually.
I do love those episodes, and I love the thumbnails of them too.
Probably drop a stonk showing how bad hypo pied is now that
Well, now she's gonna put my face next to it, be like this 3 cent knockoff. Okay, so we don't know what we're gonna do with her. All right, I'm gonna keep working on this. I don't know. The talking to that you and Bob gave me about the size of the males, so awkward. There's just reels. There's just snippets out of context coming left and right. Maybe I'll re-examine my opportunities with some of the males if I'm going to just give them 2 to 3 locks per female and keep an eye on them. All right. Charlie, did anything I tortured you with spreadsheets and reviewing my selfish pairings? Anything that you had comments or commentary on in the mix that you were like, dude, what are you doing?
Let me look back. Did I see a candy female? We were talking candy pied earlier. I'm going to try to talk you out of a project that I'm in and I love. Did I see a candy female?
Yeah, I got a straight candy female, and I got her going off the top of my head. I have her going to a Enchi Pastel double het candy pied male.
All right. Don't do it.
Okay.
Enchi Pastel double het male, because all right, you're gonna make some het candy, possible het pieds, right? You're gonna make some candy het pieds with Enchi and Pastel, which are out there in that project. Believe me, because I have some for sale right now that are sitting.
Okay.
And I love the project. So I'm talking my own project down. Right. I don't know that's going to move the needle for you on that project, right? You got a visual male. You can probably pick up if you want to skip steps on that. It's not for I'm assuming they're not project animals, because you could go pick up a Pastel Enchi double het female and throw your visual male to it and do way better on that, right? When he's up to size. I know he's not that size yet.
Yeah, so, but he's close, and he's got one of those body structures. If you had asked me, I would have said he was at 500. I couldn't believe it when I weighed him, and he's at like 380 or something. Like he just looks jacked, man. He's like a short bodybuilder, you know what I mean? Like he looks jacked. I think he might be able to get into service.
That might be the way to go then, right? Because now you're making all candies, and they're all. So now you can keep females back to build out your candy pied project, candy het pied females or something like that. Any males are going to be candy, you can let them go at the show, whatever the case is.
I feel like so my thought was, should I try and get codoms in early, or should I worry about them later?
I guess my fear is those codoms, right? Those codoms
Yeah,
are there.
fair enough. Yeah.
They're there in the project.
Okay.
Right?
So let me ask you this. Say I had a cool male pied that had cool codoms in it. Should I just make double hets, guaranteed double hets, and get like a mahogany in there? Like a mahogany candy pied?
I looked at him. Mahogany candy pies might be cool. You're going to make a double. So we're one.
But wait a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. You're right. I don't have, until I have either a double het female or a visual het or a double visual female, I shouldn't mess around with it. I should put the candy pied to her and make the visual candy 100% het pied. So then it makes sense to start working on.
Yeah, because even the mahogany, I thought about, it's like your odds that you can make a nice double het female and you got to grow over 3 years. You might find a mahogany double het female along the way. Right. And if you get the cash now for a bunch of, whether you keep them or sell them, a bunch of candy het pieds, you might do better. Or I might encourage you to throw something clown to it. But it's only if you had something, I guess, if you're excited about that candy clown stuff. I am.
I am excited about it. I forget what I was looking at when when you're cleaning and you're like, oh, this would be neat with it. And, you just think all these thoughts when you're cleaning because it's just endless tubs. That thought came up in my head today, and I can't remember the context of it. All right. All fairness to Jessica, equal opportunity here. She gives tough love. She gives good love too. Yeah. Hypo clowns at least have the expensive top end to them. Well, and I think they're cool. I like hypo clowns. I'm just further along in hypo pied stuff. Dale seems to be echoing the point. What do you have for a clown to throw on that girl? Spot nose pastel lesser clown to go to that hypo pastel Enchi fire girl that I have. That'd be a lot in the mix. That'd be a pretty bright animal too. You put lesser in there is really going to brighten it up with hypo. Get the double het clown, hypo het clown. Okay.
Yeah, the candy thing, right? That's me telling a friend, don't make the same mistakes I have.
No, that's cool.
That there, right?
Yeah, well, again, that's why I ask these things, where I'm because you could get down these rabbit holes, and then there's like, not the flood. What's the ideal of the concept of sunk cost? Well, I have the male. I paid for him. I better use him. No, if it's a sunk cost, ship him down the river, right? Yeah.
Sunk cost is a great point. I think not enough people understand.
It is. It took me. Yeah, it took me a long time to adopt that in a restaurant. Oh, we might use it later. No, you won't. Get it out of here. If it's done, it's done.
So sunk costs. Can I take a second for anybody who doesn't? Because I'm passionate about sunk costs. So for anybody who doesn't know what sunk cost is, right? I spent $500 on this male. Where I stand today, I can keep this male, and I'm losing whatever he's worth. Even if he's worth $400, I'm losing out on $400 that I can invest in something that gives me a return, or I can pair him to something and make, that I might have had a better pairing for, and I could make more animals I have to feed and lose money. So the fact that I spent the $400, the point is it's irrelevant. I have option A and option B in front of me today. I sell him or use him. If sell him is more money than using him, it doesn't matter what was spent before that. It's
right.
One that's more money now.
Yeah. What is spent is in the past. And it's just like life. What's happened is in the past. Is what's the value right now? What's the opportunity right now?
Jessica was listening longer than I realized, because she heard the deal about the VPI Xanthic, and she says, throw that to her too. So that male solves all your problems, apparently.
It solves half all my problems, because then I have to give half of them all back. Yeah. And then, then we get,
new problems, because then you and Kreative have a falling out, and
no, we wouldn't do that. But,
I know.
But in general, yeah, that's the question, and not that that's happened. Thank God. Literally all of my breeding projects have come to fruition and worked out the way and better than I could have hoped.
Awesome.
Which I guess I'm talking myself into it. What's the Shark Tank Mark Cuban thing? Would you rather have 100% of a grape or 60% of a watermelon? Like, that's probably what the analogy is here, or 50% of a watermelon. If I got to give 50% of it back, that's still better than, yeah. All right. What didn't we cover, Charlie? We are, remember the call that you got in the green room? Mine's going to come in the next 12 to 14 minutes.
Nice.
We're both dads. We both have elementary, middle school kids that have got to get to bed, which proves challenging.
No, I think we hit a lot of stuff, man. We covered a lot of ground. This was cool. Bob on, Charlie with the shed testing. Awesome episode.
Charlie's all around us, man. I got there are all kinds of them everywhere. All right, guys. Well, then listen, check out Charlie at Reagan Renee Royal Pythons. Charlie, I got to have you back for a show that's not like, hey, come talk about Adam's stuff. Like, I at least want it like a two-way street. It's a weird concept for me, but I always appreciate when you're on.
Happy to plug a few things really quick.
Yeah. Oh, please. Yeah, do it. Yeah. Where can people see you? What do people need to check out? Definitely.
Yeah. Awesome. There was some triple het debate in the chat. Whether if you fall in the camp that loves them, I've got a couple breeders up there, up for sale on Morph Market. I will, if you mention seeing this on this episode, I will cut you a stupid deal.
Oh, nice.
I don't know what percent. I'm not going to throw a percent out, but we'll work something out. What else? You mentioned Candy Pied, and then I think that's the biggest stuff I have right now as far as available. Is I got a lot of breeder males for sale right now, and then a couple Candy Project animals up there too. So
nice. And you're on Morph Market, and how active on Instagram are you these days?
Instagram, I've gotten down to only a couple posts a week. I was pretty actively slugging away at a post a day and a reel every other day for a long time there. New job about a year ago will explain all of a sudden you'll see a drop off in traffic to probably a post every couple of days. But
Charlie's Instagram stonk report,
yep,
right down.
Drop, yeah. But should be making a comeback now. It's also the other thing was about having a bit of a slower time between seasons and not feeling as excited about the content. So now I've got babies coming out every other week. So now I'm starting to throw a lot more stuff up there.
Oh, there you go. Cool.
Stuff to be excited about. So Instagram, Morph Market. That's really it. I mean, there's a Facebook too. Everything I post to Instagram goes to the Facebook also, though. So it's just it's
redundant. Yeah, yeah, we don't put extra new. Yeah, gotcha. All right, guys, go check out Charlie at Reagan Renee Royal Pythons. Huge thanks to all the sponsors. Also, go check out Jessica at the Holdback Rack podcast. I adore that show. Jessica's been a great friend of mine for all the trouble that I give her. She is honest, insightful, and incredibly smart. So I enjoy her, and go check that out. I think that is it. We've covered it all. Oh, Bob's Toys for Tots. Watch the replay, Venmo Bob some money, $10 gets you in the door on the raffle. Give way more than that is what I say. Audience, thank you guys so much. Awesome hanging out with everybody tonight. See you Thursday morning, Proper Cup of Joe. And next week, I'll see you here, same place, same time. Cheers, everybody.